12 Dark Psychology Facts About Narcissists. 1. Narcissists crave admiration, not connection. At first, narcissists can seem deeply interested in you. They ask questions, flatter you, and seem emotionally tuned in. But what they're really doing is setting up a supply of admiration. What feels like love to you is often just attention for them. Over time, you may notice that your feelings are never truly received, just redirected. You might start feeling emotionally invisible even though you once felt special. That's because they never wanted connection, they wanted worship. 2. They mirror your identity to disarm you. When you meet a narcissist, you may feel like you've found your soulmate. They like what you like. They agree with your beliefs. It feels magical, but it's an illusion. Narcissists use mirroring to reflect back your ideal self, so you let your guard down. As a result, you may feel safe to open up deeply. But once you're emotionally invested, the mirroring fades. Suddenly, you're with a person who feels like a stranger, and you're left wondering where that perfect connection went. 3. Their charm is calculated, not genuine. You might think they're so charismatic, everyone likes them. And that's exactly the point. Narcissists use charm as a social mask. It makes others trust them quickly, which gives them influence and power. If you become close to them, you may start to feel a disconnect, like their kindness only appears in public or when they want something. Eventually, you realize their warmth isn't real, it's strategic. And when you stop serving their ego, that charm turns cold. 4. They play the victim to control the story. Narcissists are masters at flipping the script. You could be crying, hurt, even apologizing, and they'll still find a way to make you the villain. They tell others, "Look what I put up with," while hiding the harm they've caused. As the victim, you may begin to question your reality. You feel guilty for reacting to abuse. You apologize for being hurt. That's the trap. They manipulate your empathy to protect their image and destroy yours. 5. They lack empathy but fake it when needed. You may think they care because they sound concerned. But watch closely, narcissists show empathy only when it serves them. Real empathy involves sacrifice, listening, and consistency. Narcissists mimic concern in short bursts to keep you attached. As the victim, this inconsistency is confusing. One day they say, "I love you," the next they're ice cold. This emotional whiplash keeps you guessing, hoping the good version of them will return. 6. They love bomb, then devalue you. The beginning is intense, constant messages, compliments, gifts, and big promises. It feels like a dream. But it's a setup. Once they know you're hooked, the warmth vanishes. They ignore you, criticize you, or become emotionally distant. You wonder, what did I do wrong? The truth is you did nothing. This push-pull cycle is how narcissists control, by making you addicted to their approval and desperate to win back the version of them that never really existed. 7. They rewrite history to avoid blame. If you catch a narcissist lying or hurting you, they won't apologize. Instead, they'll twist the story that never happened or you're too sensitive. Over time, this tactic, known as gaslighting, makes you doubt your memory, your feelings, and even your sanity. Victims start saying things like, "Maybe I'm overreacting," or "Maybe I misunderstood." This confusion is the goal. The more you doubt yourself, the more control they have over your reality. 8. They degrade you subtly to weaken your self-worth. It starts with a joke, "You're so emotional," or "You always overthink everything." These comments seem small, but they're strategic. Narcissists chip away at your confidence so you stop trusting your instincts. Eventually, you may find yourself seeking their approval just to feel okay. You become dependent on the same person who's breaking you down, and that's how they maintain control while making it look like you're the insecure one. 9. They feed off your insecurity like fuel. Your self-doubt is useful to a narcissist. If you feel unworthy, you're easier to control. So they plant seeds of insecurity, compare you to others, criticize your choices, or ignore your needs. You might start believing you're not good enough for anyone else, which makes leaving feel impossible. In reality, they're not staying because they love you. They're staying because you've been broken into submission. 10. Being ignored wounds them more than being hated. To a narcissist, being invisible is intolerable. Even if you hate them, you're still engaged, still feeding their ego. But silence? That's like psychological death to them. That's why they might suddenly message you out of nowhere or create drama just to get a reaction. As a victim, you might be pulled back in by guilt or curiosity. But remember, not all contact is connection, sometimes it's bait. 11. They use others to do their dirty work. When you start seeing through the narcissist's behavior, they often recruit flying monkeys, people who believe their lies and help enforce their version of reality. These could be friends, family, or coworkers. You may find yourself isolated with others pressuring you to reconcile or let it go. That social pressure makes leaving harder. The narcissist controls not just you but the narrative about you. 12. They don't want a partner, they want a follower. You might have entered the relationship thinking it was a partnership. But narcissists don't want equals. They want someone who serves their image, validates their ego, and never challenges their authority. The moment you express a boundary, need, or opinion that threatens their dominance, they punish you. What you thought was love turns into a silent war, and you're left choosing between your identity and their approval. If you've ever met someone like this, you know how real these facts are. Narcissists don't always come with a warning sign, but now you've got one. Subscribe if you want more dark psychology breakdowns like this.